Preserving biodiversity. This is my story. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Mangat Abdul Khalik, and today I'll be talking about biodiversity and its preservation. The term itself can be understood in a simple phrase: the variety of life forms within an ecosystem encompassing species, genetic, and ecosystem diversity. Generally speaking, biodiversity preservation is often an overlooked matter and isn't discussed as much when compared to the poverty issue per se. A straightforward solution to this issue is simply exposure. Getting the youth to participate in biodiversity promoting activities such as replanting, recycling campaigns, composting, and such will not only impact the local biodiversity but also teach them the importance of maintaining it in hopes that we don't lose it right under our noses. An interesting event I was involved in recently was a BioBlitz event where students are tasked to catalog the different species in a local area through the use of an app, namely iNaturalist. Being a landscape architecture student, I found this personally fascinating as not just me but other people outside of my course are also exposed to the magnificent diversity in flora and fauna and subconsciously encouraged to protect it. Sun Tzu once said, "If you know the enemy and know yourself, you need not fear the result of 100 battles." The key takeaway here is the preservation of biodiversity is important. We are only able to effectively aid if we know about it, and we only cause more harm if we don't. As such, being well informed is crucial. Preserving biodiversity. What can we do? As a student personally, the efforts at my disposal are rather limited, but that doesn't mean there aren't any. Some simple yet effective ones are pick up litter, recycle and compost, and spread awareness. Pick up litter. The most effective method would be setting a specific time, whether daily or weekly, for picking up litter in local parks, campus grounds, or even neighborhoods. Personally, I would recommend wearing gloves as it mitigates chances of accidentally cutting yourself when handling sharp objects like aluminum cans or glass. Encourage your friends and family in joining you, and with that, it now turns into a social and communal effort. As a result, this reduces pollution and protects wildlife from ingesting or getting tangled in rubbish. Recycle and compost. This is a rather simple and yet even fun activity, I would say, in which it reduces landfill waste but also creates nutrient rich soil for at home or even commercial gardening. For recycling, separate paper, plastics, glass, and metals into different bins to make recycling or even better, upcycling as easy as possible. It's crucial to understand the specific recycling symbols to know which items are recyclable. For composting, a compost bin or pile is required and optimally with addition of earthworms that help break down and cycle contents. Kitchen scraps, coffee grounds, and even yard waste can be thrown into the mix as composting material. From personal experience, the smell of decomposition isn't pleasant, but there's something satisfying about seeing waste turn into a soy-like texture within a few weeks and that is packed with nutrients. Regularly turning the compost will help to aerate and speed up the decomposition process. Spread awareness. In order to spread awareness, you must first be well read in ensuring you don't spread outdated info or worse yet, false knowledge. The simplest form of spreading awareness is conversing with family members, friends about the importance of biodiversity. But the scale of its reach can rather be limited. Living in the era of social media dominance, connecting is as easy as ever. Recently, a friend of mine hosted a community running event within my campus and it went surprisingly well. This shows that all it needs to get a few people together is a little effort and determination. Now, imagine if more of these community events were hosted by the youth. And not just that, it will be intertwined with efforts to preserve biodiversity, which in turn would manifest a strong and effective force in preservation and would likely inspire the youth to uphold these values as they grow older. That about sums it up for me. Thank you so much for tuning into my video. Thank you.